All right, so first of all, my name is Aaron Hensley. If you had not met me before, don't know who I am. Um, my name is Aaron Hensley. For a lot of you guys are in martial arts. Most of you guys on this call are martial arts. I've been in martial arts since I was 2 years old. I was a pretty good student, sometimes great. Eventually earned my black belt after 10 years of study. I was stubborn as a student. Let's just put it that way. It took me 10 years to earn my black belt. And eventually decided to become a great competitor, became a champion in martial arts, decided to become a school owner one day, got pretty good at that, eventually running 20 locations. And what I really did during that time is I tapped into me, what I like to do. And what I like to do is I like to build people. I like to build people. So I like to teach martial arts. And it's really why I like the business, because having a big team, having a bunch of team members with me, building them to be their best, most remarkable self. So now I have a company working with small business owners, and my intention is to help them scale themselves and scale their business. Because the only way to really protect the business is got to grow. You guys have all heard this thing before. You're either growing or dying, one of the two, right? Nothing is stagnant. When you think something is stagnant, you think it's just flatlining, it's in decline. You just don't even know it. So the people you work for have invested in me to bring you extra source of motivation, inspiration, education to take you to the next level. So first of all, congratulations that somehow, whether you were lucky, whether you showed up at the right place, right time, you're working for someone who believes enough in what you're doing to bring extra tools to help you go to the next level. I will tell you, there's 32 million small businesses in America. 31.5 million are owned by a person that is the solopreneur. Very few even get to hire their first employee past them. And so most of them fail. And the person you work for doesn't want that to happen, not only to protect their family and their business, but their team. So, you're in the right place. You're in the right place at the right time. The purpose of this, and then by the way, we're going to do this every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So book it on your calendar. Even when you're on vacation. What is a vacation? Come on now. Even when you're on vacation, you need to make this call. And I'll tell you why. You might hear the same message that you've heard before, but it's going to be a new version of you every time you hear it. You might have heard something from your daddy, your mama, right? You're someone else, your pastor, and all of a sudden, 3 years later, you hear the same message, but you're a new version of yourself and you need to hear it now. Also, particularly the fact that most of you guys that are on this call right now work in some kind of fitness or martial arts. You're in coaching yourself. And how are you supposed to be a mentor to other people and guide other people if you're not allowing yourself to be guided and mentored? So I'm going to say it again. You happen to be in the right place. Someone is investing time and money in you to go to the next level. So every Thursday, 2 p.m. time, book it. Things that get scheduled, write this down. Things that get scheduled, get done. Things that get scheduled, get done. Why do you not get as much done in your day and you feel like you have more things to do than day? Is because you don't book it. You don't schedule it. So that's one of those life hacks. Every time you think of, man, I got to get that done. Man, how many of you guys have a smartphone? I think everybody. At least you're smart enough to have a smartphone. If you're not smart, you at least got the phone. All right. Put it in your calendar. Man, I got to remember to do this in my house. I got to remember to do this for the girlfriend. I remember to do this for the kid. Schedule it and put a reminder. If you can't remember on your own, quit letting your bad memory be a pullback, a fault for you. So things that get scheduled get done. Every week we get together, we're going to have a topic. And I'm hoping we get to the point that one day you're like, I already know this, Aaron. Good. I want you to know it so well you can teach it. Right? So I want you to know the content so well you can teach it. Here is why. Here's why you need to teach it. The only way to protect the business you're in, the only way to protect the business that you're in is for the business to grow. For it to grow, it has to add people. When it adds people, every time you add people to the boat of the business that you're in, the culture changes. It does not stay the same. Every time one person's added right? Some of you guys, you're working in a business right now that's only got 2 employees and you're one of the 2, or there's 4 employees and you're one of the 4. Every time someone's added, the culture shifts. You need to protect the culture and help grow it. So not only do you need to know the content, you need to know it so well you can teach it. Because a small business does not grow by just the owner being awesome and amazing and providing all the tools. It is every single one of you guys. So today's message is this: 2 parts. First, and I'll give you guys some time at the end. Our intention is to spend 30, 45 minutes every Thursday. Sometimes it might be an hour, okay? And instead of looking at the clock, you should be thinking, man, this is awesome. Someone's helping me become a better individual, because I don't want you to be a good employee. Stop thinking of yourself as an employee. All right. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of you guys on this call right now. Who would like to fix that? Who would like to have more money than you can even think about what you're doing with it? Who would like to not worry about where you go on vacation because you can afford it? How many guys would like to go to dinner anywhere you want to go, anytime you want to go, with whoever you want to go, and not have to look at your bank account? Okay. The way you fix that is you become massively successful at what you're doing, and you're not looking at the fact that you got a job. If you look at the clock, you're like, man, I get to leave in 30 minutes. I mean, I go shopping intentionally to see the culture of a business. And when there's an employee there that's on their device, because by the way, if you're on your device playing Facebook, playing a game during office hours when you're supposed to be working and moving the needle, we call that cheating and stealing. Hey, by the way, we're all guilty of it. I've done it. I've done it in my own company. Come on now. So we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for moving the needle. So the 2 things we're going to talk about today is success of the business. Write it down, baby. And if you're not good at writing notes, I'm here to tell you guys, I started my company with $50 and a passion for martial arts. If I can do it, man, anybody can do it. But I had to learn the hard way, and your goal is not learn the hard way. Your goal is to speed it up. And there's something very mighty in writing something down. Okay. Success, write it down. Success of the business is your number 1 responsibility. You got to hear what I'm saying. I did not say be awesome at your job. I didn't say the success of your duty of your little task. You're an admin person, you're booking appointments, you're teaching some martial arts classes, you're doing some private training for someone, you're selling real estate. That your task. That's just your daily things you got to do. But the success of the business is your number 1 responsibility. The success of your business is the number 1 responsibility. So what does that look like on a daily level? Okay. If me and Jackson are working in a store together, and I show up and I've got my task and I do my task to the best of my ability and I rock it out and then I go home, but I never checked in with my next door neighbor here, and we're working in the same business, but he had a pathetic day. He didn't close any sales. The business is actually in decline. All right. So remember, we don't want flat lines. You want this. You always want to be going up, baby. Okay. Always. Who wants to be limp? Nobody wants limp. Okay. We want to go up. So if the needle of the business is not going up because you're not checking in with every single person and looking for the responsibility. Who's ever walked in a store before and you see trash on the floor? There's employees who will walk right by the trash and not pick it up because they say that's not my job. That is why they're an employee and they make an hourly pay. And that's why they have more month than they have money. Did you hear what I said? They have more month than they have money. Who's ever been there where it's the 20th of the month and you're out of money? Who's ever been there before? Anybody? Am I the only guy? I'm like, shit, it's the 20th. I got 10 days left. I got no money. I'm like, my credit card's maxed out. Anybody been there before? Then I get creative. I start calling my buddies. I'm like, man, I need more friends. I need some help. Okay. That's not the problem you want. Who would agree with me? We don't want that problem anymore. How many of you guys have ever taken somebody to dinner, just a friend? I'm not talking about your girlfriend, your boyfriend. I'm not talking about a date. This is a friend. And you're able to buy the Starbucks for them. All right. Who's ever paid for the person in the drive-thru behind you? How does it make you feel? What if you could do that all the time because you're so successful at what you do? So the success of the company, if you want to raise, if you want to go to the next level, not even in your paycheck, but how you feel about who you are as a person, the success of the business is your number one responsibility. So don't look at the bathroom and say, well, it's not my job to clean it. If you see that it's dirty, take initiative. I will tell you this, as an employer, we notice who stays late. We notice who's asking questions. We notice the people who are going above and beyond. And when times do get tough in a small business, if we have to cut people, even if the person is not as skilled as someone else, the person who goes above and beyond, shows up early, stays late, asks questions, is a great team player, those people have job security forever. So understand the success of the business is your number one responsibility. So I challenge you to show up to work every day with a positive attitude of how you can serve the business. And serving the business means serving the clients. Who's ever heard this? You should under promise and over deliver. Anybody ever heard that before? You should under promise, over deliver. We call that lying to people. That means you literally would look at your customer and say, hey, I'm only going to do this, knowing you're going to give them more. How many of you guys like someone lying to you? Anybody like that? Anybody like it when somebody lies to you? Jason loves it, right? Look at Jason's face. He's all serious. Jason, come on. There we go. Man, Jay, you must be the instructor there. You got the serious face. Like, You know, you always know when an instructor has that face, right? Like they got that look. Everybody's like, why? Nobody wants to come talk to me. You look so scary. I'm like, I'm not scary. Just a karate instructor. It's okay. John's got the beard. He's got food in there. He can't even see it. All right, there it is. So understand, guys, 1,000%, 1,000% success is your responsibility. So if you want to raise, okay, most of you guys, your employer's not on the call. I told them they didn't have to be on this one. It's me and you talking. How many guys would like a raise today? Anybody would like to make more money today? Anybody? Just one person, two people? Devin's not worried about money. It's okay. It's okay, Devin. Oh, I see a hand now. Here's a surefire way to get a raise. Matter of fact, I'm coaching your owners, and I'm going to tell them that you need to make more money. Okay, I want you guys to like me. I'm going to go tell your bosses that you need to make more money. It is your duty to go prove it. So you prove it by not lying to people. You overpromise and over-deliver. We don't like liars. So I want you to overpromise and over-deliver to your customers. I want you to overpromise and over-deliver to your employer. I want you looking for the opportunity that you can prove to yourself, not to your employer. Worry about them second. Worry about yourself first. Look for the opportunity that you can go above and beyond in the business. Start asking the questions. How do I bring more money to the business? How do I bring more clients to the business? How do I, and how is, obviously, if you're a salesperson, you got to make more phone calls. If you knew that if you made an extra 10 phone calls, it could bring an extra sale every single day, then why not make the extra 10 calls? You need to start asking yourself the question every day, how do I help the person who's trusted me with their business? Guys, you have to understand, when someone opens a small business like this, it is a massive risk. Look up the word entrepreneur in the dictionary, see what it says. They're taking a massive, not just financial risk. Financial, listen, money can be replaced. The confidence, man, that can't be. That's so hard. When people fail at a small business, it affects their relationships with themselves, with their spouse, with their kids. And then they hire people and they trust you with that baby, their business. That should make you feel really good. They trust you. So then you should take the responsibility seriously. And if you want them to pay you more money, it starts with today. It starts with everything you do going above and beyond. Is the business super clean? Okay. Is there that one extra phone call you could do? Is there one other person that's already a customer? You can go over and above on how you treat them. And by the way, you will have bad days. You're going to have some days you do not want to show up to work. Your wife just fussed at you. Your kid's mad at you. The flat tire, the dog died. Who's ever had a bad day before? Come on, somebody. Tabitha has one or two bad days. Okay. And you're going to show up to work. And I will tell you this, when I had martial arts instructors working for me, I told them, I don't care what your day was, when the belt's tied, boom, that ain't your day no more. Your day is for everybody else. When the belt's cinched, it's like putting on the super suit. So understand, people are dependent upon you. The first person dependent upon you is you. Your confidence is important. You know when you mailed it in that day. So I'm going to go to your employers and tell them that you guys all deserve more money because they want to have enough success to pay you more. It is your duty to prove it and earn it. I know for a fact there was times in competition in martial arts, I won a tournament I didn't deserve to win. I felt bad about winning. There was also times when I didn't win that I knew I deserved to win and I was the winner. I didn't feel good about that either. You don't want to collect a check from someone knowing that you're not doing 100% because you know in your soul that you're stealing and cheating. It will start taking away your genius. I do not believe in bad people. I believe all of you guys are good. I'm going to help you go from good to great to excellent, and hopefully you become remarkable. When you're at that level, you are totally irreplaceable to the business. You are a key person, and that's what you should have as a focus. The next thing I want you to write down. Write this down, guys. 95-5. Some of you guys have heard me say this before, so I like it. 95-5. Mathematical equation. You're going to make an assumption that 95% of everything in the business is going in the right direction. It is going this way. What does that mean? It means the person who owns that business has paid the lease. They got the lights turned on for you. They've given you training. They've invested in someone like me to bring you even extra training. They're marketing to bring you clients. They're giving you all the tools for you to show up and just do your job and be successful. But there's that 5% that you have massive control over, massive control. The 5% is what takes the business from making money, churning along, doing great, but neglecting that 5% is what will take the business to the bottom, to the basement, to out of business. What is the 5%? The 5% is the things that you see with your own two eyes, but you pass the buck because you don't know, should I do this? Should I not do it? I will tell you, your employer will not be upset if you go solve a problem, even if you do it the wrong way, but you took action. The question that I will teach them to ask you is this, because if you took action, it was the wrong action. Hey, what was your thought? Hey, why did you make that decision? We're going to understand your thinking and make sure that you're aligned with our thinking of what we should do, but I'd rather you take action than no action. So what is the 5%? The 5% is you go to unlock the door and you see there's cobwebs outside. You see that there's leaves on the ground, but it's outside, not a big deal. You see that the parking lot is a little unkept. It's not your parking lot, but it's the image when someone drives up to your store and they make a buying decision based on their eyes. Seeing's believing. The 5% is your attitude. The 5% is your cleanliness. The 5% is the bathroom. How many of you guys have a TV? Like a lot of you guys are in martial arts schools. How many of you guys have a TV on the mat somewhere? Is it off? The 5% is your TV's off and not even working. You have something in your building that's not even being used. The 5% is that hole in the wall that you keep seeing every day, but you never fix it because you just think that the owner of the business is going to eventually fix it. You need to look for what you can do today, Thursday, and fix the 5% that you see today. By the way, the 5% is even if you're teaching a class, okay, or you're working with a client, or you're making a phone call. It's you taking a note after the phone call on what went right and what went wrong, because you're trying to become remarkable at your job and your duty. So how many guys are salespeople? Okay, for my salespeople, half you guys on here are salespeople. If you make a call, you have to understand That is you in the game. And a great athlete at the end of the game is making an observation of what went right, even if they win or lose, right? It doesn't matter what the outcome is. Outcome doesn't matter. But they look at the film, they see what went right, what went wrong. They're looking for how to improve. So you make a call, you book the appointment, you celebrate, you don't even think about how you could have been better. So look for the opportunity every single day for that 5%, for the 5% that you can fix today, right? And it could be something so simple as uncluttering your desk. That's it. Something simple as that. It could be the chairs actually being wiped down. I remember visiting a martial arts school a couple months ago. Beautiful location, everything was great. I go into the store, and I really believe it had been probably a year since the chairs on the back side of the chairs are wiped down. Cake of dust. They had a pro shop. I took my finger, whoosh, dust. I'm like, the person here, because one, they haven't sold anything, so that they haven't noticed. But two, they're not looking for the opportunity to fix something, because the owner hadn't been in the store in a while. So the employees saw themselves as employees because they weren't worried about the success of that business. Anybody want to guess what happened to those employees? Right? They're not there, not because they're not good people, because they showed up and they did just their job. They just did their job. The reason why 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck is because they're not inspired, they're not engaged. So instead of letting that be someone else's responsibility, take control of your life. The success of the business is your number one responsibility. And you're looking for the 5% that you don't need someone to point out for you, that you can see. So here's my challenge. I want someone to, hopefully you know how to use Zoom, you raise your hand up and I'm going to call on you. I want someone to give me an opportunity today. What is the 5% you know right now? It resonated with you. You're like, I can fix that today. Right? And I want you to give me an example of what you can fix today that would improve the communication, the look, the energy of what's going to happen in your business today. Who's got an example for me? And if you don't want to, go ahead, John, bring it on, sir.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for your time. But secondly, we had a birthday party just this last weekend, and somebody we didn't see this happen, but they put some adhesive on our wall. When they took it down for the balloons, it ripped a bunch of paint off. So that's an eyesore for me. Therefore, I'm going to get on fixing that as soon as I can. So that's going to be an opportunity to make that.
Don't say so. Hold on. As soon as I can is in the future. What gets scheduled?
Today.
Today.
I will be getting some spackle, and I will be making
good
improvement.
Good, because I will tell you this. That's a great example. First of all, I have a rule in my business. You don't tape anything to any wall ever. Second, if you're going to tape it, you need to roll it. Who's got mirrors in your business? If you tape something on the mirrors and then you pull it off, anybody ever have the residue where it's like a little piece of tape left? You got to take a scraper to it. That's part of the 5%. But if you rolled it on the back, took the extra 3 seconds to roll a piece of tape, it doesn't do that. So imagine the little tiny things. You know how much money it costs to open a business? To get the walls looking good, right? Hey, just ask the person who hired you. They'll tell you how much money they've got invested. It's a pretty penny. It is your duty to take care of it like it's your own. I actually remember one time in one of my martial arts schools, I had a parent. We had a wall that separated where a parent sat and where the kids were. That was a half wall. And this parent sat back in the chair, put their feet on the wall, and left footprints on the wall. The wall was painted white. They left footprints. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, are you that? This is like a 50-year-old person. How do you not care about other people's property? Okay. By the way, if you guys are in martial arts business, how clean are your mats? I have this rule. If you can't eat sushi on the mat, it's not clean enough. If you would not eat raw sashimi on the mat, it ain't clean enough, because people buy with their eyes and they buy with their nose. Okay. Emily, do you eat sushi? Emily's like, no, I'm not a sushi person. Okay. Whatever food you would eat, put it on the mat. And if you won't do it, it ain't clean enough. All right. Anyone else have an example of something you could fix today? today? Or do we have it all perfect?
Something that I'm thinking of at our studio is we have all the focus mitts on the mat, like pushed against the wall, and they get really dusty. And so every time I kind of walk back towards the office, I've noticed. So something that I'll do today when I go in, part of our
Now,
cleaning.
Emily, stay
routine.
with me. Are you the PD?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you walk people by to the back to do an appointment with you, could they see the dust?
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, I will tell you, this is really important. If you don't know this, by the way, instructors, you are a salesperson because the success of the business is your responsibility. So if I'm the instructor, Emily's my PD. Okay, Emily, where are you located at?
Murrieta, California.
All right, you're in California. Great, got some sunshine going on. If I'm the instructor and she's the PD, I need you guys to understand that if I don't make sure that everything's set up for her to have success that day. See, I have a rule. My instructor and PD had to have a pre-day meeting about what was going to happen in their roles for the day. Because if I'm the instructor, I need to know what appointment she has. So when they walk by to the back, I can fist bump that kid. I can high five them even while I'm teaching. At the end of the day, we debrief. She tells me about how the appointments went. I'll tell her how classes went, because I need to say, hey, this kid really had a hard time in class. He was crying. Can you call the mom and set up an appointment tomorrow for me? Like we have to have alignment, synergy. But I will tell you this, if you don't know this, write this one down. When people walk into your business, it can be a t-shirt shop. It could be a candy store. I'm telling you, because I'm going to tell you a real life experience here. When they walk into your store, they are looking for reasons not to buy. They are looking for you to prove to them they need to leave and not spend money there. So I'm walking to the back with my daughter. Emily's taking me back. I see dust. I'm like, other Christ school's a little cleaner. So pulling those bags and dusting, absolutely, that's the 5%. And it might only affect one person a year that doesn't buy, or Emily's going to pitch me a $20,000 membership one day. How many of you guys would like to sell a $20,000 membership? Has anybody done that yet? Okay. I've sold 5 last November that were $60,000 a piece. How many guys would like to do that? Anybody can calculate what your commission will be on the $60,000 sale? Can somebody get excited about that? Okay. Nobody's excited about money. We gotta. Tabitha's getting married. She needs some money. All right. She needs some money. Gabby wants some more money. Everybody wants some more money. So Emily's gonna pitch me a $20,000 membership. And I'm gonna be like, damn, I want to do it, but I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, the office is dirty, right? Emily's hair is all crazy. You know, Emily's a little crazy. Like, I'm looking for a reason. I'm looking for a reason to say no. You got to take away every reason of them to say no. You want them looking for it and like, damn, I can't find nothing. Bam, here's the card. Bang that card out. Let's roll. So every time you walk around, be self-critical. Like what, because this is, by the way, does anybody know that it's not, you don't work in a business. It is your business. You need to take ownership in this thing, because guess what? You are taking the success of the business as your duty, responsibility, obligation. So it's your business. It is yours. You need to approach it that way. So if the school's dirty, that's your house. And it don't matter what item you're selling. All right. For example, I was talking to one of my clients. She's in real estate. You know, she's going to show a house to someone. If she hasn't done her due diligence and she shows up and the house is unkept or not prepared, she's not getting that house sold. She needs to do everything possible to make sure she's taking care of that. So it's a great experience for me when I show up. And that not only are my expectations met, but you're going to overpromise and overdeliver. How many of you guys have had someone you did not sell, and then when you followed up with them, you didn't follow up just saying, hey, thanks for coming in, or why didn't you? How many of you guys have followed up with sending them a handwritten thank you? Hey, thank you for trying this out. Man, I'm excited that Billy came in and tried our program out. I wish you the best in the future. Think about this, an unsold customer getting a handwritten letter. That doesn't happen nowadays. Okay. What would happen if you send that person a gift basket for something for 20, 30 bucks? They might still not do business with you, but guess what they're going to do, guys? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell the next 5 people about how this crazy woman did this appointment with my kid for 2 days. And we decided not to do it, but she sent me a gift basket and said, thank you. Like, her name was Emily. Like, man, I mean, if you're going to do martial arts, that's the place you got to go. Because damn, if they take care of you when you're not a member, I wonder how they take care of when you are. How many of you guys would spend 20 bucks of your own money, right? Because it's your business. Instructors, think about your students. Someone has a great day, you send a card. They have a bad day, you send a card. And if you're not doing that, think about that. You should try to send 3 to 5 postcards every single day. I will tell you, your employer would invest in stamps and postcards for you if you do that. What kid gets mail that's saying, hey, Billy, you did an awesome job today. I appreciate your energy. Do it because it's just the right thing to do. All right, success. It is your responsibility, the success of the business. And you're going to be looking every single day for that 5%. I challenge you on our call next week. I'm going to challenge you and tell me, I want you to lead off the call with telling me what you've been correcting that you have 1000% control of every single day. Be so confident that I could pop on the cameras in your business and I can't find anything. All right. Questions. Who's got a question for me? And it can be about what we talked about or anything else. Bring it on. Let's roll. Nobody's got a question for me. All right, go. Oh, Jason, bring it on, sir.
Hey guys, so I got someone coming in tonight, and she's giving me a commitment objection already.
Okay, bring it on.
She's coming in for her L2. And she was prying into asking questions about pricing, so I did give her a range and give her an idea of like the time frames. So now she's coming back with the commitment objection, but she is going to be showing up for the L2. She's very excited. So
you guys hear the question?
I want to see
right?
your thoughts. I know it's a huge topic.
Yeah,
but maybe if you can give me a nugget.
I love it. So first of all, let me get some context here. Is this an adult student?
Yes.
Okay, so commitment on classes or commitment on time for the program?
Time for the program.
Okay, so did you pitch your basic or black belt?
Well, since she hasn't come in for the L2 yet, I was going to wait to pitch all of that on the L2. So I just gave her the.
So how does she already have an objection when she doesn't know what the actual commitment is going to be?
Because I did give her like a little bit of a range and a little bit of an idea of what to expect.
So tell me what range you gave her.
She was prying.
Yeah, tell me what range you gave her.
6 months, 1 year, 3 years.
Okay. So if someone's already got an objection that you think it's coming, first of all, here's what happens. This is a great question. We will be doing role playing on some of these calls. Just get ready.
Okay.
My goal is to grow you, not to let you stay in your comfort zone. Right? So understand there are things that's going to push on you and it's going to make you feel out of sorts. Instructors hate sales typically. But the problem is the reason why most instructors only get a paycheck and they never actually get ahead in life is because they don't understand the success of the business is their responsibility. Program directors, when you have an objection and you know that's coming, you know it's coming. It's not the fact that you need to be combative. You need to always start with agreement. Okay. So Jason, we're role playing a little bit. You're like, hey, Aaron, I can't do a 6-month commitment. Oh man, I'm with you. Yeah. Hey, I hear you. I have a hard time sticking to my commitments too for that 6 months. Right. So I'll start with agreement. Don't automatically come combative. All right. Then what you need to do is you need to start fact finding a little bit more. Hey, so Jason, what would it be that would keep you from keeping that commitment? What's going on in your life right now? You need to then listen. And then what I always pitch for this is a lot of times the commitment, it comes down to fear, especially an adult person. It's because probably they haven't kept their commitments in the past. That's more likely. They joined a gym and didn't stick with it. They joined a fitness program, didn't stick with it. It's probably because they haven't stuck with things in the past. So they're already gun shy. So the first thing is I start with agreement, I fact find, and then I go for the solve, right? And so if the scenario is, if I find out that she hasn't made commitments in the past, I'd be like, hey, well, so Jason, wouldn't you agree this is the time for you in your life now to overcome that in your life? By the way, Jason, everybody who joins our program, I make sure that not only they complete the program, they go above and beyond. I will be your accountability partner. Matter of fact, Jason, I'm going to commit to you that every time you're here for class, or supposed to be here for class, I'll make sure that you show up every time. If you're not, I'm going to call you. I won't let you down. Most of the time, people are afraid of commitment, especially adults. It's because they've given up in the past. They paid for something, didn't get the service of it. But let me ask you this, Jason. Would you call her? Would you call her if she didn't show up for class? Would you commit to her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Think about where can you go right now that someone actually does that. When I don't show up to the gym, they don't call me. They actually probably don't want me to show up. So understand that they're looking for a reason not to do it. Remember that. They're looking for a reason not to do it. So you never, when someone says, "Oh, it's too expensive," you never say, "Well, yeah, but no, you don't need to excuse your price. Your price is your price." I never shy away from talking about price, by the way, or commitment. You could ask me on day one, how much is it for lessons here? Hey, it's $10,000 for 1 year. Oh shit! Oh my God, I can't afford that. I hear you. I'm with you. It's a lot of money. I don't like the prices. The price is never the problem. Price is never the problem. All of you guys on this call buy some dumb shit with your money that you overpay for. Come on now. This is a $4 bang. 3 cents to make it. 3 cents to make this thing. I paid $4. Come on. How many of you guys buy the bullshit right here? Anybody buy the bullshit? That's what it is. And supposedly it gives me energy. Man, I got energy without this thing. It probably don't even work. It's probably just water with some flavoring. They tell me it's got caffeine and creatine. I don't know. Who knows for a fact? Anybody? Nobody knows. $1 billion company because they convinced me to buy a $4 drink twice a day. Some of you guys drink 3 or 4 of those a day. So the price is never the problem. And actually the commitment's not the problem. They're looking for a reason not to buy. And what they're wanting from you is you to overcome and solve the problem for them. You're gonna hear me say this a lot. Do not sell the product, sell the problem you solve. This is not an energy drink, or it is an energy drink, but they're not selling me a drink for flavoring. They're selling me what? How it's gonna pick me up, give me energy, give me confidence, give me strength, gonna get me all jacked up. That's why they can charge me $4. So really what you need to know, Jason, is why she even walked in the door to start with. And if she's afraid of commitment, somebody's broke her heart before, probably herself. She quit on other things in the past. All right, last question. Who's got one for me? Don't be scared. All right, so here's the deal. Every Thursday, 2 o'clock, you're going to show up. I'm going to push on you. I'm going to slap you around a little bit. The success of the business you're in is my responsibility. My responsibility, and it's yours. I won't let you down. But I want you to come playing all out. And if you don't ask me questions, I'm going to start calling on you. All right? Like my 2 guys in Fossil Creek over there. Got the hair all sideways and everything, looking all tough. Those guys look like tough guys. All right? The 6-year-old little kid's going to look at them and be scared. So like I'm going to be calling out on you guys because my job is to see yourself not as a karate instructor or a fitness coach or a real estate agent. You are your own economy in itself. And if you're not happy with how much money you've got in the bank right now, it's a reflection of how serious you take who you are when you show up to work every day. So I do not want you to have the problem of having more month than money, because we can fix that problem. How many guys would, if you had the opportunity to invest money in something for your future, would do it? How many would do it? If you had the ability to do it, you would do it. The problem is most of you guys don't have the ability because you haven't learned how to master one thing first. And you have an amazing opportunity. Someone believes in you enough to invest the time, energy, effort, and money to give you what we're doing today. So I already know this to be true. Some of you guys on the call are already like, God dang, I got to do this. Some of you already have the negative attitude. That's okay. Keep showing up and I'm going to still love you. I'm going to love on you till one day you love me or we love you out the door. One of the way, either way. Okay. I love my kids. They drive me crazy at times, but I don't stop loving them. So I'm going to keep pushing on you until one day You start speaking, talking, it comes out of you. I guarantee if you put your faith in me, your skill set will improve, your mindset will improve, your knowledge will improve, and you'll have more joy in what you're doing. There is joy in hard work because it creates achievement. That's why if you guys are in martial arts, earning the black belt, that's why you earn it and don't give it. Because now the person has a sense of joy for accomplishing something that's so hard. 3 out of every 1,000 people make it a black belt. Think about that for a minute. 3 out of every 1,000. How many of you guys have 1,000 students in your school right now? 1,000 students? You don't. So your job is to beat the odds. You're not designed to be an average person, an average salesperson, an average teacher. So the success of your business is your responsibility. I want you to go kick ass today at your job, but I want you to get your mindset every day. If you got to get up earlier and listen to some good motivation, do it. You got to work out more, do it. Quit letting the day happen to you. You got kids depend upon you. You probably have family members depend upon you. You have an employer depend upon you, and they trust you with their baby. So look for the 5% today that you can fix. And I'm going to ask you what you've been doing next Thursday. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for your time. Go kick ass today.